Lady C has just revealed what millions have long suspected. Harry is already executing a secret escape plan in the UK, and Meghan can't stop him. She had no desire to come back, but she's now forced to follow him because she has no money of her own and can't survive without him. William can't stand Harry, Catherine despises him, and Camilla hates them both. This couple simply cannot resist throwing bombs everywhere they go. Meghan's shady ways have completely destroyed her chances of landing a role in The Gentleman. Harry has fallen in love with someone else, and now that the money is drying up and the pressure is building, everything is falling apart. This is not a homecoming for family. Harry has returned to escape, and Meghan is powerless to stop him. Lady C has just revealed what millions have long suspected. Harry is already executing a secret escape plan in the UK, and Meghan can't stop him. She had no desire to come back, but she's now forced to follow him because she has no money of her own and can't survive without him. William can't stand Harry, Catherine despises him, and Camilla hates them both. This couple simply cannot resist throwing bombs everywhere they go. Meghan's shady ways have completely destroyed her chances of landing a role in The Gentleman. Harry has fallen in love with someone else, and now that the money is drying up and the pressure is building, everything is falling apart. This is not a homecoming for family. Harry has returned to escape, and Meghan is powerless to stop him. But here's where it gets even darker. While the world was being fed stories of reconciliation and royal healing, something far more calculated was happening behind the walls of Montecito. Lady C has exposed a cold, legal master plan that Harry has been quietly executing for months. What if I told you this sudden return has nothing to do with King Charles's health or the children meeting their grandfather? What if the real reason involves secret text messages, a hidden romance, a visa fraud investigation that could land him in prison, and a desperate race to change legal jurisdiction before Meghan can claim half of everything? The royal family is bracing for impact. William is furious. Camilla is seething. And Meghan?
She's trapped.
The question everyone is asking now is, how long before this explosive escape plan completely explodes in her face? Lady C has just revealed what millions have long suspected. Harry is already executing a secret escape plan in the UK, and Meghan can't stop him. She had no desire to come back, but she's now forced to follow him because she has no money of her own and can't survive without him. William can't stand Harry, Catherine despises him, and Camilla hates them both. This couple simply cannot resist throwing bombs everywhere they go. Meghan's shady ways have completely destroyed her chances of landing a role in The Gentleman. Harry has fallen in love with someone else, and now that the money is drying up and the pressure is building, everything is falling apart. This is not a homecoming for family. Harry has returned to escape, and Meghan is powerless to stop him. But here's where it gets even darker. While the world was being fed stories of reconciliation and royal healing, something far more calculated was happening behind the walls of Montecito. Lady C has exposed a cold, legal master plan that Harry has been quietly executing for months. What if I told you this sudden return has nothing to do with King Charles's health or the children meeting their grandfather? What if the real reason involves secret text messages, a hidden romance, a visa fraud investigation that could land him in prison, and a desperate race to change legal jurisdiction before Meghan can claim half of everything? The royal family is bracing for impact. William is furious. Camilla is seething. And Meghan? She's trapped. The first major conflict exploded in August. On the 11th and 12th of that month, American immigration officials sat down with Harry's private visa paperwork and began comparing it line by line with his own memoir, Spare. You already know what happened next. In his book, Harry proudly admitted using cocaine, cannabis, and magic mushrooms. Yet on his official American visa application, he allegedly answered no to the question about illegal drug use. That single lie, if proven, is a federal felony in the United States, up to 5 years in prison and almost certain deportation. Can you imagine? The same prince who once called California freedom is now running from American authorities. And here's the most controversial part. This investigation suddenly became very active the moment the Trump administration took charge. The protection he once enjoyed appears to have vanished overnight. Heritage Foundation has been fighting for 3 years to make these documents public. Now it looks like they might finally succeed. The clock is ticking. Harry knows it. Meghan knows it too. But the visa crisis is only one bomb. The second, far more explosive twist came from inside the Montecito mansion itself. According to Lady C's trusted sources, Meghan made a shocking discovery on Harry's phone: intimate text messages with another woman. A woman closer to his age, someone he has reportedly fallen deeply in love with. The moment those messages were found, the mask completely slipped. The couple the world once called salt and pepper stopped touching, stopped smiling, and eventually stopped staying in the same room. Misery took over the million-dollar estate. Now comes the first major twist that changes everything. Harry isn't just running from America. He is executing a calculated legal escape plan designed to leave Meghan with almost nothing. In California, divorce law is crystal clear. Everything is split 50-50, no matter who earned it. But the moment Harry establishes British residency and puts the children in UK schools, British courts automatically take control. Under UK law, the financial outcome for Meghan becomes drastically different. She loses her strongest legal weapon. Lady C says Harry has already chosen the Cotswolds. He wants to live there for months at a time, with or without Meghan. The source didn't sound sad when he said it. He simply shrugged, as if a married couple living on two different continents was now normal. So here's the question that should send chills down your spine. Was this entire move a carefully timed divorce strategy disguised as a family reunion? While Meghan was busy leaking fake stories about landing a role in The Gentleman, a role that never existed and was killed within 24 hours, Harry was quietly building his exit route. William, Catherine, and Camilla are not fooled for a second. They see exactly what's happening. William is determined to protect the monarchy from his own brother and his brother's wife. Camilla, who lived through Diana's nightmare, recognizes every move in this playbook. The hatred inside the palace runs deeper than the public will ever know. Meghan is now stuck in the ultimate trap. She cannot leave Harry because she has no money left. The Netflix deal is dead. Spotify collapsed the moment she tried to do it alone. Montecito costs nearly $5 million every single year just to maintain. Property taxes, staff, landscaping, mortgage, it's all crushing them. Without Harry and the royal connection, Meghan has no product left to sell. The question everyone is now asking is terrifyingly simple. How long can Meghan hold on once Harry activates the final stage of his escape plan? And what will she do when she finally realizes she has no legal moves left? The first twist has been revealed. But trust me, the bigger bombshells are still coming. But the situation didn't just worsen. It completely spiraled out of control. As Harry began quietly securing British residency and eyeing properties in the Cotswolds, the walls inside Montecito came crashing down. Lady C has now revealed the darkest secret yet. Harry isn't just talking to another woman. He has fallen deeply in love with her. The messages Meghan discovered were not innocent. They were emotional, frequent, and intimate. The moment she read them, the fairy tale died. What followed was months of icy silence, separate bedrooms, and pure misery. The couple who once couldn't keep their hands off each other in front of cameras now can barely stay in the same house. And here's where it becomes truly shocking. Lady C claims that Harry made his final decision months ago. He was leaving with or without Meghan. He told a very small circle of friends that he wants to live in England for long stretches of time while Meghan stays in California. The source didn't sound heartbroken. In fact, he sounded relieved. This wasn't an emotional breakdown. This was a cold, calculated exit strategy. Now the escalation has reached dangerous levels. Montecito is bleeding them dry nearly $5 million a year in running costs alone. With Netflix deal dead, Spotify a total disaster, and no new money coming in, Meghan is financially finished. She has no solo career, no brand, no billionaire waiting in the wings. Her desperate attempt to force herself into The Gentleman was publicly humiliated within 24 hours. The British audience rejected her so violently that the offer vanished before it even existed. The most controversial revelation of all? Lady C says Meghan is now completely trapped. If she divorces Harry in California, she might walk away with half of everything. But if Harry successfully shifts everything to UK jurisdiction, her power disappears. And that is exactly what he is doing right now. William is reportedly livid. He sees his brother not as a returning son, but as a threat to the monarchy. Catherine wants nothing to do with either of them. Camilla, who has watched this playbook before, is said to be ice-cold and completely against any reconciliation. So here are the questions no one can stop asking. How long before Harry pulls the trigger on the divorce? What will Meghan do when she realizes she has zero legal moves left? And if Harry has truly fallen for someone else, how much longer can this fake marriage survive? This is no longer a royal news, this is a slow-motion disaster, and the most shocking part is still unfolding. While Harry quietly advances his escape plan and Meghan fights to stay relevant, the public and industry reaction has been nothing short of explosive. The moment Meghan's team leaked that she was in talks for a role in Netflix's The Gentleman, the British public erupted in fury. Within hours, the internet was flooded with rage. People openly called it shameless and delusional. The backlash was so severe that Tina Brown, one of the most respected royal journalists, stepped forward and confirmed the offer had already been withdrawn. A role in a show that hadn't even been commissioned, yet was killed before it could even begin. Once again, Meghan had murlied herself. Her own shady overplaying had destroyed the opportunity. But the real outrage is much darker. Harry is now writing private letters begging the British government to give him taxpayer-funded security worth nearly £5 million every single year. Think about that. A man who publicly trashed his family, called Britain racist, cashed in on private royal pain through Netflix deals and a tell-all memoir, is now demanding millions from the same taxpayers he abandoned. Princess Anne, who has served the country her entire life and even survived a real kidnapping attempt, receives far less. The sheer hypocrisy has left millions fuming. Inside the palace, the reactions are ice cold. William is said to be livid and in full protection mode. He sees his brother as a direct threat to the monarchy and is determined to shield Prince George's future from this chaos. Catherine has completely distanced herself. Camilla, who lived through the Diana years, reportedly despises both Harry and Meghan and sees straight through their games. Even King Charles, despite his desire to reconcile and his own health battles, is being warned by senior aides that this return could tear the institution apart. The most controversial question on everyone's mind is this: how can Meghan dare return to the same racist family and racist country she spent years attacking on global television? After taking NAACP awards for calling out the monarchy, she is now running back with her tail between her legs because her money has run out. So here are the questions that are keeping the world hooked. Will the British public ever accept them again? How long before William draws a permanent line in the sand? And what will Meghan do when she realizes the entire industry has quietly closed its doors on her forever? The storm is growing faster than anyone expected, and the final explosion is still ahead. But now comes the final, most devastating twist, one that changes everything. According to Lady C, Harry's secret escape plan is no longer a plan. It is already in motion. He has allegedly fallen madly in love with another woman and has decided he wants a new life in Britain, with or without Meghan. The texts Meghan found on his phone were not a one-time mistake. They were the beginning of the end. What she thought was her unbreakable control over Harry has completely collapsed. For 6 years, she held the whip hand, but the moment the money ran out, the power shifted. The ultimate betrayal? Harry is using the exact same royal institution Meghan spent years destroying to protect himself. By rushing back to the UK and securing British residency, he is cleverly shifting the divorce battleground to British courts, where Meghan's financial jackpot becomes far smaller. She is now trapped in a nightmare of her own creation. She cannot leave him, or she walks away broke. She cannot stay because the marriage is already dead behind closed doors. The most shocking and controversial revelation of all is this. Lady C says Meghan has become the Diana of this generation, except this time, she is playing the role of the villain in her own news. The same woman who stood on Oprah's couch and called the royal family racist is now running back to that very family because she has run out of money, deals, and options. The Netflix deal is finished. Her solo career is non-existent. Even her desperate attempt to force a Hollywood comeback has been publicly rejected. Inside the palace, the reaction is merciless. William has stayed completely silent, and that silence is deafening. He has drawn a line that he will not cross. Camilla, who sees through every manipulation, is said to be filled with cold rage. She will never forgive them. So here are the final questions everyone is desperately waiting to be answered. How long before Harry officially pulls the plug on this marriage? What will Meghan do when she realizes she has been completely outmaneuvered and has no legal escape left? Will the British public be forced to pay millions to protect the man who betrayed them? And most explosive of all, when this marriage finally explodes, how many more bombs will they drop on the royal family before it's truly over? This is not a homecoming. This is the beginning of the end. The final act of this royal tragedy has begun, and what happens next will shock even those who think they've seen it all. Now, the biggest question is staring all of us in the face. After everything you've just heard, the secret escape plan, the hidden romance, the visa fraud investigation, the financial collapse, and Meghan's total loss of power, whose side are you on? Do you believe Harry is cleverly escaping a toxic marriage, or is Meghan about to unleash her final revenge? Will William finally draw a permanent line and protect the monarchy, or will King Charles's heart once again allow them back in? Lady C has exposed what the mainstream media is too scared to say out loud. This is not a fairy tale return. This is a calculated divorce strategy wrapped in royal drama, and the explosion is coming sooner than anyone thinks. If this video shocked you, if it gave you chills, or if you've been saying, "I knew it" from the very beginning, then show your support right now. Hit that like button as hard as you can. Drop your honest opinion in the comments below. I want to know, how long do you think this marriage has left? Will Meghan walk away with nothing, or will she drop one last bomb before it's over? Your comments actually help push this truth out further. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and press the bell icon so you never miss the next bombshell. The next video is going to be even more explosive. We're going deep into the mystery woman Harry has fallen for, what was really found on that phone, and the exact legal moves he's making right now that Meghan cannot stop. This news is far from over. The trap has closed. The escape plan is active. And the royal family is preparing for war. Turn on notifications, stay tuned, and let's expose the truth together. Drop your thoughts below. I'm reading every single comment.